Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about beating burnout in your business. This is something that I feel like I've been blessed with, that I just don't struggle with a lot. So you might ask, how can I talk about it? Well, even though I don't struggle with it a lot, I have been up against the wall of, man, I am just sick of this certain thing. Man, I'm just sick of this certain problem. And I want to go over some of the things that I use to kind of keep me fresh, keep me away from that, because we're going into a part of the season where you need to be thinking about this, because it's going to get more and more challenging to not get burnt out as you get busier and you get busier and you get busier. You have more employees and there's more bills and there's more challenges. It's hotter, and then there's rain, and there's all these things that add to that mountain of stress as a business owner that will inevitably burn you out. So number one, beating burnout to me is a lot about reaching new levels, meaning that we are pushing this company to grow and we are not fighting the same problems. We are looking for new problems year on year. We want a bigger company with new problems, because burnout can be caused just by repeating the same thing over and over and over again. I know we're gonna have business problems no matter what you do. But if I stay at the exact same revenue, I have the exact same problems year on year on year, versus if I was to double my revenue, or if I was to triple or quadruple or 10x, whatever the number is, my problems would change, and the newness of my problems would allow me to have less burnout. Next, family. You got to focus time for your family. There's going to be seasons where you're going to give more to your business, more to your family, more to this, more to that. But being able to separate and hold time and hold space for your family, really be where your feet are. You know, my feet are under me right here. I am where my 2 feet are. That is a huge thing. And being able to make time for your family is going to re-energize you. And so many people come up with a story that I just don't have time. I've got to do what I've got to do to get this business going. And so you make less and less and less time for the important people around you. I feel like my battery is charged by my children, my family, my wife, and your battery gets depleted more and more and more and more and more. And the weaker it gets, the easier it is to be burnt out. The easier it is to be pushed to your limits. Okay, so make sure this is something that you can prioritize and you can figure out a way that doesn't even necessarily cost money. Next, this can cost a little bit of money, or you can do it very cost effectively too, and that's time away. Any kind of separation from your business. I like trying to at least get in a few vacations each year to refocus, to reconnect. But some people are going to watch this video and be like, man, I'm barely making it. How am I going to get a vacation? Just figure a weekend away. It doesn't even have to be some expensive thing. It could be camping. It could be the most cost-effective thing to just try to disconnect. A lot of times you're fighting burnout. You're up against these problems that you can't figure out the answer to. And honestly, it's not about you making an answer come up. It's about you disconnecting, and an answer, if you just have a little faith, it's going to come around. That constant grind on trying to fix it, that alone can burn you out. And a lot of times it doesn't even bring the answer that you were truly seeking in the first place. From there, a huge part for me, these last two are some of the biggest. Like, it's family, and then these last two is having a hobby. Right? Having something that you do outside of work that you're also passionate about. For me, I get obsessed with everything I do. So I get obsessed with business. But if I can't have something else to be obsessed with, to be all in on, to be able to roll my energy from here to here, like during the day, during these hours, I'm all here. During this part of the day, I get to enjoy this hobby and think about this hobby. During this part of the day, I get to spend and enjoy and cook and be with family and friends, or whoever that is. So being able to do those hobbies, like racing motocross, that was one of the big things for me. Now training and working out for any kind of competition stuff is a big hobby for me. What I like about the hobbies that I have picked is I didn't just align them with a hobby for me. I aligned them with a hobby that was going to promote a healthy lifestyle for me, my family, and everybody else. Now, you might say, I got hurt racing. Yes, I did. But all these things are active things that allow you to be more and more fit if you're wanting to get better and better at anything that I'm usually involved in. And I always kind of like that was tailored with promoting that healthy lifestyle for my family. We all went, I'm trying to learn to swim for a triathlon, and the kids went to the lap pool with me over the weekend, and I was able to not just get the hobby, I was able to stack that with family time. The kids had a blast, and I got to progress the hobby, and I got to do it all at the same time. That's what I've always been trying to do with motocross. I've been trying to bring the kids to the motocross stuff so they could love it and enjoy it, do all the family things, and we can get the dirt bikes, and we can get the health aspect, the workouts, all those things all at the same time. So hobbies, huge. Find a thing that you can disconnect in, and you can put your mental energy into that to take your mind off some of those problems, because focusing on problems all the time until they're solved isn't going to be the metric that gets them fixed. Now, finally, this last piece has been huge for me. And this was something that was big for me when I had no money to spend besides just showing up to work every fucking day and trying to make it work. So if you're in that and you're saying some of the stuff I can't do, Jacob, this one you can do. Inside of your business, if you want to stay away from being burnt out, you can move from piece to piece to piece of your business, always reinvigorating your energy by not staying stuck on the same thing. What do I mean by that? If you have a landscaping company that mows lawns, you can go try to perfect the mow division as much as you can. You can pour 1,000% into it. And then right when you sense that, starting to feel a little bit of tinge of burnout, then you can button that up. We've made that as good, the best we can make that part of the division of the company for now. Then we can go to landscaping. We can educate, we can read, we can learn, we can train, and we can make that portion of the business the best we can. And then we can go to, maybe you spray lawns too. Then we can jump to that portion. And as you move, you level up these pieces of your business and you just keep moving through the business. For me, like in business, that might not even be the service offerings. That might be, I kind of talk about a triangle or whatever shape, it's got to be a triangle, right? Of these three pieces of business that are just, they're paramount, right? That is your marketing, your sales, and your production. If you can spin that wheel faster, your company grows. So you could focus on marketing for a while, perfect the best you can, go back to the sales teams, perfect as best you can, go to the production teams, which is all your crews and your people out producing the thing. Or it doesn't matter if you're selling a product in a retail, it's like you can work on all three of those, and you don't have to just bury in one thing. You need to be able to do new things and add some variety to the thing you're going to do to keep you wanting to push, to keep you wanting to jam, keep you wanting to be energized to make things better and not get lost in burnout, which inevitably makes you want to do one thing. It makes you want to stop and do nothing, because the idea of doing something with this thing that has pissed you off so much is unbearable. Hope this has helped you. If you're feeling burnout or you know what's going to come on this year, listen to this video, take some notes. Again, this is something I think you should listen and try to get every little tiny piece out of this, and then share this with someone else you know that is for sure going to end up going through the same thing. We all struggle with this. Leave it in the comments below. What do you do to get through those pieces of the business where you're extremely burnt out?